Hello, are you, like me, one of those people who scrolls through social media and sees some of the adverts? Oh, that looks cool. That'd be perfect for my van. Oh, I like that. Yeah, well, I'm kind of one of them. Well, since before Christmas, I'd been seeing these lights popping up and I was quite tempted. But at the price at the time, I just thought, I'm not really going to risk getting those. But after Christmas, they've been half price. So I'll go on then, why not? And I place my order. And now, finally, several weeks later, I've received them. First impressions, well, what are they? Are they lights or are they not quite sure, but they're going to do the job. So this is what they look like out of the packet, and they've got this double-sided tape, and it is double-sided actually on both sides. So you can actually fit it either that way around onto the bottom or fit it that way around onto the top. This tape I don't feel is particularly strong, so I'm not actually going to be purely using this tape to fit mine because I am a little bit concerned that it might not actually be strong enough and it might not hold it. So what I've got is I've got another double-sided tape, and this double-sided tape is T-Rex. You can buy it from home-based B&Q places like that, and it's really strong, and it's obviously just going to provide that better sticking power for putting it on there. So where do we put it? Let's have a look. For the transporter, you've got two options. Now, I will say that the one which I've got here is the 2-meter one. So it fits perfectly from pretty much the end of the headlights wrapped all the way around throughout the curvatures and to the other side. And equally, it fits probably even better really on the upper lip of the bonnet on the underside of it, so it's actually installed on the bonnet rather than actually on the grille, and it fits from edge to edge perfectly. And then this is where I'm going to be installing mine. But because it is double-sided tape, if I do install it on the upper bonnet and I change my mind, I can easily then install it down here at the bottom. It isn't going to be a problem. I can just peel it off, leave no residue behind, and put it on the top. Or if I decide I want to get rid of it, I can just get rid of it. So firstly, what we want to be doing is we want to be making sure that we've got a very clean surface. So clean all that dirt and debris off there by using a cloth. Hopefully it's not going to be too dirty anyway. And then finish it up with a panel wipe and just make sure that that surface is going to be easily stuck to by the double-sided tape which you've got on there. And just to interrupt, if you like this modification, you might be interested in the next one which I've got, which I've actually been deemed crazy about. It is going to be something different, and I don't think it has been done before, especially not on a transporter. So do subscribe if you want to see that. It should be coming next week. Just soldering a few of the last bits together. It's going to be a good one. So once you've cleaned all the surfaces off and they're nice and dry, you can then get your tape and start attaching it as to where you're going to be putting yours. The next part is the wiring. Now this should be quite simple because you've just got a black wire, which is your negative, and a red wire, which is your positive, and then you've got a fuse in the middle there. But there are numerous places you can actually take the feed from the power from. Now I've actually been doing a little bit of testing on this because you've got your headlight, which you can take a feed from. You've also got your side lights you could take a feed from. You've got your DRLs potentially, which you could take your feed from. There's actually quite a lot of options, and I've not decided yet which is best. However, I think what I'm going to be doing is actually taking a feed into the vehicle itself, having a switch on the side of the dash so I can actually turn it off and on. But I'm going to connect it to a fuse inside the vehicle, so when I press the button to unlock the van, the light actually comes on, which I think is pretty cool. Other ways of doing it, you can see here that I've got my DRL lights, and there's already been taken off 2 wires from that for the current existing DRLs. Now I could quite easily just tap into this using a couple of these connectors, use these to take off that additional feed from there, and then they will power my light. Now there are 2 feeds coming from here because one is for when the lights are dim and one is for when the lights are on full power. It doesn't actually seem to work with this. It just seems to actually get a lot of flickering. So I'm going to have to investigate that a little bit further. So really today it's going to be a case of having the light on or having the light off. Alternatively to that, you've got the fuse box underneath the bonnet itself. So you can take out this little side panel here, turn the knobs, screws, whatever they're called, and then lift that top panel off. And in here you can get a piggyback fuse spur, and then just take that with your fuse in it and then pop it in there. I will put in the description a link to where the description of all these fuses actually are, so you can know which you are taking. So if you're looking at the middle, you can have a look in here, and then number 16, which is the brake light switch. I know this is one which can potentially be used. That is a way which I know some people wire the DRLs from, but that's not a chosen option for myself today. You decide which is best option to wire up yours. There are numerous options. Let me know how you get on. I will keep you informed over the coming weeks as to exactly how I've done it, and if I do figure out dimming it, I will let you know in a future video. But for now, these look really, really cool. And as I said, if you want to see that even cooler, even better modification I've got coming up, do subscribe for that. For now, take care. I shall see you soon. Thanks for watching.